right, moving on. Question number 4 here is coming from Pauline. This is quite a lengthy one, so I'll just read this through. We have bought a house from an elderly couple who have asked if we can give them a few more days to move out after the agreed completion date. We could do this, but a friend of mine has set off alarm bells saying this is fraught with problems and that on completion it becomes our house and they would effectively become our tenants. Is this true? He also said there may be issues with insurance and mortgage stipulations, plus potential tenancy rights of the elderly couple who could effectively refuse to move out when they agreed. My wife also made a valid point that being elderly doesn't mean they are 100% trustworthy. We don't know anything about them. They could be career criminals. What would you recommend we do? All right. Okay. Thanks for the question there, Pauline. Quite a bit to go at there, but I just want to first of all raise the point. There must be some reason why they're asking for this extra few days after completion date, and it may be as innocent as, do you know what, we've got a lot of stuff, we need to pack it all up and we need to move out, but we want the certainty that we're going to complete on that day. Okay, because they may have had bad experiences in the past where, you know, the sale fell apart at the 11th hour, and then they just need that certainty of sale. So it may well be a couple of options that you have to approach this in, Pauline. It could be that you exchange contracts on one date with an agreed delayed completion of 2 to 4 weeks or longer, if that works for them, so that it gives them enough time to do the packing, and they know that they've got certainty because you've exchanged contracts. They then know that the completion date will fall due, and then everybody can move and there's no stress and hassles. Okay. Now, you don't really want anybody living in your property after you've completed. Okay. So if you set that agreed completion date with your solicitors, what you don't want to do is put, shall we say, an informal contract in place by agreeing to something informally with this couple that says, oh, you know what, don't worry about it, you can live in there for a couple of days after completion, we're in no rush to get in there, and all the rest of it. Because you do run the risk, as your friend has quite rightly pointed out, that there could be issues with your mortgage provider if you're getting a mortgage on the property, who could effectively say you're doing a sale and rent back, which isn't, well, it's not that it's illegal, but it's kind of frowned upon right now. So you need to be careful that these people are not then going to become tenants by default that you then can't get out, because how do you know that they haven't said, how do you know that they're not going to turn around and say, well, we paid him, you know, a month's rent and a deposit upfront in cash, and they said we could stay on for another month and all the rest of it. Oh, we don't have any paperwork in place, but that's what we agreed to. And then you become embroiled in this huge problem that you can't get them out. Okay. Or it takes you a long time to get them out and you've got to go to court and all the rest of it. I don't want to scare you in what I'm saying here, but you do have to protect your interests, and you have to protect your interests first and foremost. And that will come down to your solicitor doing their job to protect you and to prevent you putting yourself into this difficult position. Okay. So what I would say is that, you know, you need to find out why there is this proposed time delay. Why do they want this extra couple of days? Could you not just agree to move the completion date to accommodate their wishes to a fixed date that might be later on? Excuse me. Or could, you know, if they, if you then exchange contracts and then there's a completion date that's agreed, and then they decide that they're not going to move out for whatever reason, you would go back to your solicitor and the solicitor will issue a notice of completion. Okay. And that will give them 10 days where they must complete. And if they don't complete after that 10 days, they're in breach of contract. And then it's a much faster process to gaining possession of the property than it otherwise would be if you went down this sort of informal route where you could put yourself into a difficult position. The other thing you need to bear in mind, of course, is if you're moving out of a property, if you're in a chain and you're selling that property, and then you're proposing to move into the one that you're buying, and you've then got this 10-day gap to bridge, then you could put yourself into a difficult position. Okay, so just trying to give you the best sort of guidance I can on that one, Pauline. Sounds like you need to do a little bit more digging as to what exactly is going on behind the scenes. What are they afraid of, or what's their concern, or what are they trying to accommodate by this extra couple of days? But I certainly wouldn't exchange and agree a completion date and then say, yeah, it's okay, you can stay on for a couple of days afterwards. That wouldn't work for me at all. Get it all in writing, get it agreed and completed with this solicitor. and then you know that you're covered, that God forbid this all starts to fall apart, it all starts to turn a bit nasty, then you've got a legal redress in place where you can go back and and get them out of the property as soon as possible. It's not nice, obviously, you're talking about elderly people here, but unfortunately, we're probably very similar people, Pauline, that we want to do our best to help other people as we can, and unfortunately, we tend to get taken advantage of along the way. So just make sure you protect your interests is what I'm trying to say there, Pauline. All right. So I hope that helps, and thanks for the question. We're rattling through all this stuff now, guys. So I'm really pleased that we're making good progress. So that's the end of today's webinar, guys. Thank you so much indeed for tuning in. I'm sorry, it's it's coming up for I think it's like gone midnight now, half 12 at night or something. And as I say, we're due to travel tomorrow, so need to go and get some rest in. But thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. If you got value from anything that we've explored here today, guys, any of the questions that we've outlined, please do share this on social media with your friends and family, and do invite them to submit questions or tune into future episodes of Get Your Property Questions Answered webinars and podcasts. We'd love to have them come and join us and to submit their questions and get some support in their journey. Feel free to also go to our website, which is WiggyWam.co.uk, and have an explore on there, because we've built in a number of really cool resources for people that are looking to move house, or for businesses that are looking to grow in the current uncertain economic times. There's something amazing that we've got planned, which is coming out very, very soon. I'm so excited about it. I'm really struggling to keep my mouth shut about it, but it'll have to wait because we've, it's not quite ready to be unveiled at this moment in time, but do please keep in contact and in tune with us. If you like the idea of making money from helping other people and putting valuable products and services out into the marketplace, then we'd love to hear from you as well, because we can do some amazing things together. So thanks again for tuning in. Any questions or comments or feedback that you'd like to send through to us, you can send that through to happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. That's happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. You can also submit questions, comments, feedback on our website, which is wiggywam.co.uk, and also on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is WiggyWam_UK. All right, you guys, thanks so much indeed again, and look forward to seeing you on another webinar in the not too distant future. All right, you take care. Thanks. Bye.